If money isn't important, why do we spend 40 to 50 years working for it and waking up every single morning for it? That's a question that I've been asking kind of myself for a while, and also a question that we kind of have in between conversations between me and friends and family is, if money isn't that important, why do we spend all our time working for it or striving to obtain more of it? So today I'm going to quickly talk about some of the things that I personally, again, in my opinion, think that, when is a good time to consider yourself in a good financial position? At what point, how much money does it take before you can really consider yourself, in a great position or a good position in life? Again, because when do you stop? When is enough money enough? So again, my name is Robert. If you gain any value from this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. So again, like I said in the intro, if money isn't that important, why do we as a society spend so many years, more than half our lives, working for it, fighting for it, killing people over it? It's more important than I think we give it credit to. And it's not until you think about it like that it's like, yeah, why do we spend 40 or 50 years of our lives working for this piece of paper? Again, the money itself doesn't have value. It's what we perceive the piece of paper as that has the value. It's not the paper itself, but as a society, we perceive it to be valuable. We perceive it to be worth something, so we work our asses off for it. So I'll quickly kind of talk about what I think is enough money. Again, it's not, you don't have to stop there. You can continue to work, right? You can continue to hustle and be active and continue to do things in life. I think if we get complacent or if we get lazy, that's when we start to fall apart, either in our health or in our lives as well. You don't need all the money in the world to be happy. It probably, for most people, it doesn't take that much money actually to make us happy and to be able to spend time with our families. So it's like quickly analyzing what I would consider, in my opinion, again, would be enough money, would be being able to cover the bills, being able to not have to work, and being able to still do things with family. So, if you just have enough to cover your bills, but you have to be at home all day, well, that's not fun either, right? Because you still want to go out and have fun and do things with your friends and family. Say somebody invites you, to go eat or something, you don't have enough to go eat, but your bills are paid. Is that fun for you? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So for some people it might be, some people might not be. So I think at least having enough to cover your bills, having a little extra as well to kind of splurge and spend a little bit. If you are just working and paying your bills and you have any extra, it seems like a chore, it seems like a task having to get up every single day to go to work. But if you work, pay your bills, and you have extra money at the end of the day to, go on a vacation, spend time with the family, take them out to eat, whatever, then, work doesn't seem as dreadful as somebody who may just work to basically cover the minimum. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Now, again, for everybody, that's going to be a specific number for, I can't give you a specific number. You have to figure out that number for yourself. Maybe your bills are $10,000 a month. Maybe your bills are $5,000 a month. Maybe you don't really have much of bills. I don't know. But that's a number you got to figure out for yourself and see, how much money do I need to cover my bills? So that's your baseline. That's like your bare minimum. How much do I need every single month to be able to cover my bills? And then from there, you can figure out, well, how much do I want to spend on going out to eat, on a vacation, spending time with friends and family? That's where you can start to maneuver your money around and kind of negotiate with yourself on how much do you want to spend, and that'll determine how much money you need to earn, either passively or through investments, so you can kind of sit back and retire, hopefully early, still have money to cover your bills and still have money to live a decent, comfortable life. Again, because there's no sense in working for 40 or 50 years to maybe enjoy 10 to 12, 15 years of your life. It doesn't seem like a fair trade-off. It doesn't seem like a good trade-off to work 50 years and then to live, 10 to 15 years of your best years, once you are, already in your, and ready up there in age, when you're limited physically on what you can and cannot do. Now again, that doesn't mean you can't become a billionaire, or you shouldn't try to strive to be a billionaire, but you have to take into account how much effort is that going to take to be able to accomplish that. How many years are you willing to give up to become a billionaire? Again, for me personally, I don't need all the money in the world. I just need to have a good, comfortable life, whatever that number may be. I have a number in mind, but I usually just keep it to myself. That is a personal decision or a personal goal that you will have to come up with for yourself. Again, I don't want to live bare minimum, just have enough to cover the bills. I want to be able to cover the bills, take a couple trips a year, and if a friend or family wants to, you know, go on a quick little vacation, go out to eat, I don't want to have to say no to that. I want to be able to say yes, because I'm in a good spot to do it. So that's where I am. Everyone's magical number may be different for them, for you. That's something you're gonna have to figure out for yourself. Now again, not financial advice, but some of our prime years to make this stuff happen is gonna be in our 20s and 30s. That's when we have the most amount of energy. We probably have the least amount of responsibilities as well. We're just getting started, but we have something going for us at that age. And that's gonna be, we have a lot of time, we have a lot of years ahead of us. So if we do make mistakes, we can definitely recover from them. We have a lot more years to kind of play catch up in case that happens. The next thing is we have a lot of energy. We're not, you know, 60, 70, 80 years old where our energy levels are lower. We have a ton of energy at that age. The next thing, we have a lot of enthusiasm. Again, we're just super excited to make things happen. So again, I think personally, in my opinion, not financial advice, I think 20s and 30s is a good time to really put the pedal to the metal and, you know, go 100 miles an hour and try to make things work, try to put in as much effort to make as much money as you can in those years. Again, but without sacrificing everything and anything around you. It's about having a good balance as well. Now, I know there are people that strive to, you know, become billionaires or, you know, the richest people in the world. Yeah, that might take a little bit more extreme dedication or sacrificing if that's something you want to do. So then, you know, you have to pick and choose what's more important to you. For me, it's having a balanced life with both, you know, finances and family time as well, and everything else that encompasses life for me. Now, I know a lot of people, you know, I see a lot of people, even my personal friends, that say their 20s and 30s are for partying, having fun, and traveling the world using credit cards and debt, which is, you know, fine, but you do have to realize at some point, you know, you're gonna have to work or put in the effort to pay back all these debts that you've gotten yourself into at some point. So do you want to do it when you have less energy, when you are older, or would you rather do it now when you're younger and then waiting till you're older and you have less energy? So those are just some of the things that I personally think about when I hear people tell me, you know, they don't care about getting into debt just to go to, you know, seeing the world or whatever, or even whenever they're making, you know, large purchases, they're like, you know, screw it, you only live once, and they will get themselves into a big amount of debt, either for a vehicle or a home they may not be able to afford. Again, so to kind of wrap it up, you know, spending 40 or 50 years of my life, trading my life 40 or 50 years, trading 40 or 50 years of my life doesn't seem like a fair trade-off for me. And then to maybe enjoy maybe 10 or 15 years, maybe, who knows, maybe I live to 100 something, I don't know. Maybe I live to like 100 and 150, like some of that Social Security fraud. But generally speaking, you know, most people get to maybe enjoy 10 to 15 years after retirement, after they spent, you know, many years working. And again, that doesn't seem like a fair trade-off, and I think a lot of you guys who are watching this channel probably think or feel the same. You don't want to trade a majority of your life to maybe enjoy a couple of them. So just trying to spit out some ideas and some information out there to hopefully to help people out as well. I don't want to see people, you know, regretting their life after 50 years of employment, especially when I've seen a lot of people that, you know, there's no loyalty to anymore in businesses or companies or organizations. A lot of people get the boot after so many years of hard work and dedication as well. So it's always a good idea to try and get your finances in order as soon as possible. Like I said, 20s and 30s, we have a lot of energy, we have a lot of enthusiasm. we're physically in our peak as well. So it's not a bad idea to kind of get our ducks in a row early on, so we can kind of hopefully relax as we start to get older as well. That doesn't mean you have to put aside everything in your life, even in your 20s and 30s. It just means having a good balance and not using the other side of the scale to, you know, party and do crazy things or get yourself into crazy amounts of debt as well. Like I hear a lot of people say that, you know, I'm 20s and 30s, I'm going to enjoy them, and who cares, I'll worry about the problem later. It's up to you, but personally, I just rather use the 20s and 30s for advancing myself, so that way I can be in a good spot later on in the future. So without further ado, be careful, be good, take care, and God bless. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.